What about the economic policies? Do you think that's going to move the needle on economic growth in this country? We're waiting on tax reform and a rollback of regulations.
Well, as I said, I think what was done today with the CEOs, what will be done is good. Keep jobs in America, keep them from being offshore, but I think companies are going to want something in return. I'm for that. Tax incentives, finding ways to train more people. Health reform, I think, is going to be postponed for a while because they're talking about what goes first, tax reform, health reform. I think the problem with the health issue is, the health reform issue is the administration doesn't have a plan to replace Obamacare. We're going to repeal Obamacare, but we have no plan to replace it. That's not going to work. The country's up in arms on that issue. Constituents, mainly Republican members of Congress. So there's too much division out there. I wish the president would be a little, he should reach out to Democrats. He should reach out to people that didn't support him. He seems to be just going after and pleasing his base.
Yeah. I mean, when you hear the commentary coming out of people like Senator Schumer and the way that he's been just, trashing the Trump administration and his cabinet, it goes both ways.
Right. To that point, that the fact that Donald Trump and the administration said that children here under the deferred action, Dreamers, we're not going to deport them. It's 750,000 kids that we're talking about. He expressed sympathy last week. He said it's a very tough issue. I want to keep these children here. But that's not what people talk about. They talk about everybody's getting deported.
Well, read those guidelines. It's very sobering. I just wish the president, he's at 38% approval rating. That's not very good at the beginning of an administration. That means a lot of people don't feel he's connecting with them. I mean, I'd like him to succeed, but I sense there's no interest in talking to Democrats and people that disagree and, taking these very, I think, aggressive negative actions on immigration.
To be clear, I think he's had a lot of conversations and comments where the left would agree with him, and that has actually riled up the right. So I think some people do see him as potentially actually a Democrat.
I wouldn't call him that, but
really?
Anyway. No,
okay.
No.
Well, anyway, Governor, it's good to see you.
All
Thanks
right,
very much for weighing in. Really appreciate it. Bill Richardson joining us there. Stick with